Welcome back to day 3. Yesterday, we did something really important. We cleared out all the obvious solutions to make space for real innovation. But that creates a new risk, doesn't it? When those truly new ideas start showing up, how on earth are you going to judge them? Well, today, we build the ruler before we try to measure anything. Okay, let's dive right in with a question that I bet is going to feel pretty familiar. You're in a room, it's full of smart, talented people, the ideas are flying. But then, pretty soon, it turns into a debate. People start digging in their heels, defending their pet ideas, and all that great energy just vanishes from the room. Why does this always seem to happen?
The real problem isn't a lack of good ideas, and it's usually not about clashing personalities either. The root cause, the thing that poisons the well, is that the team never sat down and agreed on a shared objective definition of what better actually means for this specific project. Without that, you're just left with a battle of opinions. And look, this isn't just about having a frustrating meeting. This kind of ambiguity, this vagueness about the target you're aiming for, it has very real and very expensive consequences. Just take a look at this graph. It tells a really painful story that a lot of us have lived through. That curve shows the cost of making a change to a project over time. You see, way back at the beginning, when you're just sketching things out, changes are cheap, practically free. But the longer you wait to get aligned on exactly what you're building, that cost just skyrockets. A small change late in the game can be exponentially more expensive than getting it right from the start. A fuzzy target is basically an open invitation for all sorts of trouble. Suddenly, decisions get made not on data, but on who's the most persuasive or has the most authority. The team gets distracted by fantasy solutions, those ideas that sound amazing but don't actually solve the real-world problem. And all of that just leads right back to the expensive rework we just saw. And that really brings us to the core insight for today. This is the wow moment. The reason we argue is because we never took the time to define what winning actually looks like. So you have to build the ruler before you try to measure anything. So, how do we build that ruler? Well, to help us, TRIZ gives us this incredibly powerful guiding principle. It's a concept that works like a compass, making sure all our efforts are always pointed in the right direction. It's called ideality. You can think of ideality as the North Star for any kind of innovation. The goal is always to move in this direction, to deliver more of the good stuff, more of the benefits, while at the same time getting rid of the bad stuff, the costs, the harms, the complexity. It's about getting all the good with none of the bad. And you can actually think about it as a simple ratio, just like you see here. Your job as an innovator is to constantly push this ratio higher and higher. How can we boost the benefits on top while shrinking the costs and harms on the bottom? That's the game. Okay, so this idea of ideality is great as a concept, but how do we make it practical? How do we turn this big idea into a disciplined, day-to-day tool that we can actually use to define success? We're going to call this ruler your true north. This is your testable, shared, and totally unambiguous definition of what a successful outcome looks like for your problem. It's the tool that you and your team are going to use to judge every single idea objectively. Your true north is built using this really precise 4-part framework. Let's make it concrete with a quick example. Say, improving a coffee cup. Number 1, what must improve? Let's say it must keep coffee hot for over 60 minutes. Okay. Number 2, what must not worsen as we do that? It must not become too hot to hold. Make sense? Number 3, what are our fixed constraints? It must cost less than $5 to manufacture. And finally, number 4, what are the unacceptable outcomes, the absolute deal breakers? It must not leak. Ever. See how that gives us a crystal clear filter to run ideas through? And here's the ultimate test for your true north. It has to be sharp enough to make the decision for you. If you have 2 different ideas on the table, a well-written true north should let you score them objectively and tell you which one is better. It takes opinion and politics right out of the equation. So, by the end of today's exercise, this is what you're going to have: a definition of success that you can actually test, a shared ruler that gets your whole team aligned and stops the arguments, and maybe the most valuable part, a target so clear that weak ideas become obvious immediately, letting them fail fast and cheap right at the beginning. All right, now it is your turn to build your own ruler. For today's exercise, and actually for the rest of this course, you've got 2 different paths you can choose from. So option 1, take the solution-free problem you worked on yesterday and apply this True North framework to a real live challenge you're facing at work. Honestly, this is the best way to see the immediate power of these tools. Option 2, if you'd rather practice in a more guided way, you can follow along with us using the Hoover Dam case study that's included with the course materials. The choice is yours. So as you start this exercise, think about that question. The work you put in today to create this clarity is going to save you so much time and frustration down the road. Now, tomorrow, we're going to make another big shift. We're going to stop looking at things and start seeing actions. And that change in perspective is going to reveal where the real problem has been hiding all along. I'll see you then.